Last summer, Juventus spent big. 2 marquee signings, 2 superstars, 2 players to take them back to where they truly belong. Koopmeiners from Atalanta and Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. Now let's just say, both players had a very underwhelming season. Both players had a season full of mamma mia performances. In a bad way. Now Juventus have made it crystal clear. Douglas Luiz is up for sale. And if the price is right, Koopmeiners can go too. But you see, once again, life didn't go to plan. There's not many buyers. There's not many admirers. There's not many people willing to pay Juventus what they truly want for their 2 marquee superstars. Now Igor Tudor has come out and publicly backed both players. He's told the world that this season is the Koopmeiners season. And he's also come out and told the world that Douglas Luiz has goals in his blood. Maybe, just maybe, Igor Tudor is doing this to drive the price tag up. To let clubs know around the world, we're not that desperate to let go of our 2 marquee superstars. Or maybe, just maybe, he actually believes in them. So the $1 million question is, how does Igor Tudor revive these 2 players? How does Igor Tudor integrate these 2 players? كيف يا معلم? Maybe, just maybe, a change in formation. So how do you fit them in? That's the $1 million question. Just in case Juventus don't get the right amount of money offered, and let's be real, they're not going to sell them for a ridiculous loss. How do you somehow find a way to integrate both Koopmeiners, Douglas Luiz, and make them feel like brand new signings? Because I can guarantee you guys, if Douglas Luiz gives 30, 40, 50% than he did last year, he will feel like a brand new signing, because nobody in Italy, nobody in Turin has seen the real Douglas Luiz. And if the decision was in my hands, I would sell somebody like Koopmeiners, because Douglas Luiz is a good player, but I can't sit down and guarantee you guys he's going to look better than last year. No lie, he might even look worse, but he is a good player. Like, he is definitely somebody I would roll the dice on. Koopmeiners, I have no dice. It got robbed, okay? But Douglas Luiz is a good player, mate. He is a good player. He's like a good old Jaguar. Yeah, get yourself a nice, good old Jaguar, British car. Take it down Surrey, onto Egham, the sunny hills. He's not a Vauxhall Corsa. He's not a Ford Fiesta, but at the same time, he's not a Bugatti or a Ferrari. Yeah, he is a good player. But listen, it's my job to sell him to you guys. Okay, now let's talk some serious football. Soccer. كرة القدم. Let's talk some football and break down Douglas Luiz's game. And why, in my opinion, Igor Tudor has come out and said, I would like to see Douglas Luiz in and around the same position as somebody like Kenan Yildiz. He has goals in his blood. Hermano, I disagree. I'll be completely honest with you. I personally would not like to see Douglas Luiz in Kenan Yildiz's position. Let me break it down. Now, in Douglas Luiz's last season at Aston Villa, 2023-2024, before making the summer transfer to Juventus, he was ranked number 1 for possession 1 in an Aston Villa shirt. He won the ball on average 7.3 times per 90. Do you guys know how much 7.3 times per 90? You don't do this playing higher up. You have to play in those condensed, congested areas in midfield. They always tell you, win the midfield battle. You can't put somebody like him in an advanced position who's so good at winning the ball, engaging in those physical duels. Guys, 7.3 per 90 is amazing. Even defenders don't get those numbers. Secondly, he was ranked 2nd behind Ollie Watkins whilst playing so deep for attacking sequence involvements. When we speak about attacking sequence involvements, we automatically think of the attackers. Why? Because it's attacking sequence involvements. You automatically think of the attackers, and it's no surprise. Ollie Watkins, who's Aston Villa striker, was ranked numero 1. But guess who was 2nd? The guy that played in a double pivot. The guy that played in that second phase. He played so deep, like you could see from this photo. He was ranked 2nd for attacking sequence involvements. Now, what do I mean? It could either be him getting onto the end of a shot. It could be him creating an opportunity for his teammates. It could be him getting that pre-assist, so making the pass before the pass is made for somebody to shoot. He's the complete midfielder. Like, he does it in the first phase. He does it in the second phase. He chips in the final third. He got himself double-digit goals while still doing the midfielder's job. If you put him in Kenan Yildiz's position, you now take everything away that he's good at in midfield. His position is in midfield. You look at his touch map, he's everywhere. He's comfortable in the ball. Did you also know in the 2023-2024 season, in terms of regaining possession and then starting an attack, he done it 8 times throughout an entire campaign. Nobody done this more besides Rodri in the Premier League. Now, let me break it down. It means he makes the tackle, he wins the ball, and then rather than like passing it sideways or passing it backwards or going for the safe pass, no, as soon as he wins the ball, over the top, into Ollie Watkins, into Leon Bailey, into whoever. 8 times. So 8 times he created the attack all by himself. He won the ball and he created the opportunity. Like, there's a reason why in 2023, 2024, so many big clubs in the Premier League were looking at him. And when Juventus got him, I was like, wow, he is a good player. He wins duels. He's physical. When he wins the duels, he can progress play. Nobody progressed play more than Douglas Luiz in 2023-2024 in an Aston Villa shirt. Nobody won more duels in midfield than Douglas Luiz in 2023-2024. Nobody had a higher pass accuracy than Douglas Luiz in 2023-2024. Need to calm down. Okay? My point is, he is a good player. He's worth rolling the dice. So now, how do you fit him in to Igor Tudors' team? So in terms of Douglas Luiz's overall profile, it doesn't make sense to play him in Kenan Yildiz's position. It makes a lot more sense to play him in midfield. Now, this is Juventus' current setup. It's what, the 3-4-3, the 3-4-2-1. The reason why I am against somebody like Douglas Luiz playing in that advanced position, once they get into opposition territory, it becomes something like this, like the 3-2-5. You got yourself Locatelli, Thuram in midfield, Cambiaso, Joao Mario, they bomb forward, Conceição, Kenan Yildiz, they drop it. The reason why this won't make sense, in this type of setup, you need outlets, you need runners, you need players that can carry the ball, that can run in behind. You look at this, tell me who's a runner. Tell me, and I've even broken it down for you guys. Thuram, ball to feet. Locatelli, ball to feet. Jonathan David is not your fox in the box type of striker. Like, he's always dropping deep. He plays like a centre forward. He's more ball to feet. And let's be real, Jonathan David isn't the fastest of players. Thuram, ball to feet. Locatelli, ball to feet. Jonathan David, ball to feet. You need Conceição and Yildiz. You need them because them two are more your hybrids. Kenan can be the outlet running behind, but at the same time, he can drop deep. Conceição, the exact same thing. And then you've got yourself also Cambiaso and Joao Mario, who are also the hybrids. You need variety. Now imagine you take out the hybrid, Kenan Yildiz, and you bring in Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz is no hybrid. He is ball to feet. He isn't the fastest. He can't do what Kenan does, which is running behind, run the channels. He can't do it. So if you do that, I now look at the Juventus attack and I say, it's a lot of ball to feet type of guys. And Tudor isn't really like one of those possession orientated coaches. He wants to play vertical. He wants to play on the counter. He wants to play direct. If you're going to play direct, you need outlets. And there's a reason why I keep petitioning for somebody like Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani would help somebody like Jonathan David so much because Kolo Muani can pick up the ball and run 30, 40, 50 yards. Kolo Muani can spin a defender and sprint in behind and run the channels. It's all about making sure your attack has a variety of different weapons. When you put Douglas Luiz in there, Juventus' attack becomes very slow. Jonathan David is slow. Douglas Luiz is slow. It becomes only Conceição that can really carry the ball. Now, the only way to make it work with Douglas Luiz, you have to move away from the 3-4-2-1, in my opinion. You have to play 4-3-3. You have to play 4-3-3. You put him and Thuram as your dynamic box-to-boxes, Locatelli in the base, but you still have outlets. Kenan is still on the pitch as an outlet. Conceição is still on the pitch as an outlet. Jonathan David, so even when he does drop deep, you don't just have Conceição. No. You have Conceição. You have Kenan Yildiz. You have Joao Mario. You have Cambiaso. David, when he drops deep, he can now play the more technical game with Douglas Luiz, with Thuram, with Locatelli. We now look at this Juventus attack and we say there's outlets, there's technical players, there's runners, there's ball-to-feet players, there's goal scorers, there's creators, there's ball retainers, there's dynamism, there's X-Factor. Come on, I need one more. One more for 10. There's flair, there's trickery. The 4-3-3 makes the most sense. I don't think Juventus do the 4-3-3, if I was to be completely honest, because it doesn't seem like they've planned for the 4-3-3, because if they did, they wouldn't sign somebody like Joao Mario. Joao Mario can play as a winger, as in a wing-back. He can't play as a full-back. If they're going to play 4-3-3, I think they need another centre-half. I don't know if I could go into the season looking at Bremer and Kalulu or Bremer and Kelly. it's just a catastrophe. I feel like they've planned for the long-term future to have a back five. Now, how do you make it work? The only other way is a 5-3-2, and I don't think it would be the best, but it's the only other way. 5-3-2, you go Douglas Luiz, Thuram, Locatelli in midfield, and then you have yourselves like Kenan, who likes to, Jonathan David, who drops deep, leaving space for somebody like Kenan to run in behind. But now it becomes more of a technical game. Like when you look at all of those profiles in the central area, they're all technical. I don't think it's Tudor's philosophy, but it's the only way where it would work. Like retain the ball, move the opposition, capitalize on the space in behind. It's not Tudor's philosophy, to be completely honest. It would be good, but it would also be bad. Like, it's the 4-3-3. I'm being completely... It's the only way to make it work. 4-3-3. And finally, Koopmeiners. The video was about him and Douglas Luiz, but I feel like I spent it all on Douglas Luiz. Koopmeiners, the only way to make it work. Like, I've genuinely sat down, chopped, and changed it. 4-2-3-1. 4-3-3, he doesn't have the dynamism, he doesn't have the physicality to play as a box-to-box. 4-2-3-1, put him in the 10, but don't utilize him as a 10. Utilize him in a very similar way to Gasperini at Atalanta. In what world does the striker have more touches than the advanced playmaker? Like, usually your advanced playmakers get the most of the ball. The way Atalanta and Gasperini used Koopmeiners was, he was the final action player. Scamacca drops deep. Scamacca helps him build up. Scamacca connects the dots. Scamacca becomes your playmaker slash striker. Koopmeiners occupies the space that Scamacca leaves, because Scamacca drops, Koopmeiners goes in behind. Koopmeiners was the guy that would just receive the ball in the final third, or he would receive the ball out wide, and he's only got one responsibility: put your foot through the ball, whether it's to cross it, whether it's to shoot. If you watched Atalanta, like, Koopmeiners was not really a playmaker. He was just be in the right place at the right time, score. Be in the right place at the right time, cross. At Juventus last season, especially under Thiago Motta, when he played as a 10, the responsibility of a playmaker fell on his shoulders. He ain't that guy. Like, he can't dribble in tight areas. He can't spot passes. I don't think he's got a wide range of passing. He's just final action. Koopmeiners for me is final action. It helps with somebody like Jonathan David, because David likes to drop. So when he drops, you put Koopmeiners in his space. Now David can do the job that on paper Koopmeiners is supposed to do. And Koopmeiners can do the job that David is supposed to do on paper. Am I a fan of this? No. I'm not, to be honest. And there's a reason why I said to you guys, I would personally sell somebody like Koopmeiners. It just doesn't make sense. Like, yes, David can do the job, but I would very much rather David be in the box. Like, be in the box. Do what you do best. Put the ball into the back of the net. Koopmeiners, for me, can't play 10. He can't play 8. I just don't think he's good. I don't think he's good. But yeah, that's the only way to make him work. Like, to roll the dice and see if maybe, just maybe, you can get something out of Koopmeiners. But like I said, I would personally put all the time and energy and focus on Douglas Luiz than somebody like Koopmeiners. Now, I know it's been a long video, but make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on another one.